Welcome, everyone. What a way to start the day. Your girl touched that alarm, and then that was the end of that. My apologies, truly. But the reason I'm talking about testimonials today, I'm not giving any per se, but I'm talking about them because I got one last night, and I was like, this is so good. Like, how do you not want to skip and dance? See, some people hear testimonials and they grudge what they hear. And they say things like, that's nice for them, but it didn't work for me. The purpose of a testimonial is to encourage you to test yourself. Remember, a testimonial is not there for you to judge. It's not there for your comparison between you and someone else or others. It is there to encourage you to wait a minute. If it can happen to them, it can happen for me because the principles don't discriminate. See? So the next time you're out here in these streets and you hear some great news from someone and how their life is going, celebrate with them. Do you know why you celebrate with them? Because if you have celebration inside, huh? That sounds like correspondence. As within, so without. Mm? Celebration within. You hold that long enough, you celebrate long enough, you experience in imagination what you would be doing in reality if you were the man or the woman you wanted to be because you saw somebody else do it. Oh my word. What do you think will happen to you? Mm, I'm just asking for a friend. Then it will happen for you as well. So this is why you've got to comprehend that jealousy is a ginormous waste of your energy. Envy is a ginormous waste of your energy. So don't get it twisted. I see people doing what I want to be doing, and I say, oh, but why am I not doing it yet? I say that. And then I catch myself and I say, wait a minute, girl. Wait a minute. What you mean why you not doing it yet? You're planting seeds. You're doing exactly what you want to do. This is what I'm telling you. It is an everyday thing. It is not something you do today and tomorrow and then next week and 2 weeks later you take a break. It is an everyday way to live your life. Because think about it. We've spent so much time learning to be jealous. Well, of course. We spent so much time complaining about how this person is better than we are. We spent so much time feeling inadequate. Well, there's no time like the present to practice experiencing in reality what you would be doing, right? That's a practice. You don't have time to be envious or jealous when someone tells you their testimony. Man, last night I was so excited. I went to bed thinking about it and I was like, dang, this is because listen, I've known this person. See, this is what Neville says, right? He says, when people know you for what you were, sometimes they're like, but no, I knew this person. And she was always what she was. One of the most beautiful people, not just outside, but in. Always. And I have watched her. And like I told you, there's some people, I will call Marjorie's name because Marjorie is one of those people I have permission for. People like Marjorie, who wasn't Marjorie though, and people like the better man, when they share with me on a daily basis their triumphs and their testimonies, I get so excited because they change their lives 180 degrees. They live every day walking in the principles every single day. If they fall down, they get up. Always. For the ones, and like I said, for the ones who share it with me, that's what it's like. People do transform their lives. But this one hit me all in the feels. It was just so glorious. I was like, oh my word. If I wasn't mopping the floor last night, I would have thrown confetti. But somebody would have had to clean that up. Right? And so when I was listening to her, it was like, this is amazing. Because here she is. And one of these days she will tell you. And you'll get to feel exactly how I feel now. Absolutely ecstatic. These are the moments that teachers live for. When you share something with someone and they apply it and they watch their lives change and they call you and they're like, I mean, I believe in it. I know it's real, is what they tell you. But it's different when you experience it. You're in awe of what you've just done. And this is the reason why testimonials are important. They are encouragements for us to test ourselves. When you give testimony, think about a court of law. You are sharing your account. You're sharing your account. So to share your account, it's like you're telling people, this is what I saw. This is what I did. See, nowhere in that testimonial are you instructed to be bitter about it, to be jealous about it. Nowhere. Right? Let me clear that up right now. It's like one of the most fantastic things you could ever be around. Like it really is. And testimonials are there and they're necessary for the quote unquote what? Edification of the body. Meaning the people who listen, who you share it with. And this is, I live for them, you know? Because it shows me that people want to change, they're willing to change, and they are willing to put in the quote unquote work. What is the work? To define what it is and who it is you want to be. To begin to experience in imagination what you would be doing in reality if you were the man or the woman you wanted to be. And to bask in the gloriousness of it, of knowing that what you have planted within will bear fruit. Why? Because every vision has its appointed hour. It will ripen, it will flower. If it be long, wait, it will not be late. See, that's what sustains you and gives you the opportunity to share a testimony. The fact that you waited and that you did not grow weary. And listen, sometimes we do grow weary, don't we? We say, oh, are we there yet? But then you remind yourself, wait a minute. Every vision has its appointed hour. Mine is inevitable. I'm just going to be busy celebrating. I don't have time to be fretting. If I'm fretting on the inside, I'll be fretting on the outside soon enough. So I might as well return my focus and attention upon that which I want to flourish. Oh my. You see, that is the beauty of what we have been given. I think her testimony will warm me forever. Warm the cockles of my heart. is what it will do. And here's the thing. I have seen, God, when I tell you, I have seen the ups and downs. And that's only what she chose to share with me. Because sometimes we don't share, and I don't expect people to share things, because sometimes I don't want you to share the problem because you don't want to linger on the problem. But sometimes people need to understand the problem. Sometimes they do. But I've seen the problems. I've felt the frustration right along with her. But you know what I always did feel? When she got up and she said, Angela, I gotta get my mind right. Over and over, over and over, over and over, until it became her lifestyle. And now it's not something cool and fun that she does. It is something beautiful and deliberate that she lives. That takes me back to, and I know if she's listening, I know she'll know this one. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all my fear is gone. And now I know who holds the future. And life is worth the living just because he lives. That song, Because He Lives, is written by Bill and Gloria Gaither. I don't know if you know who they are. But if you don't know, now you know. I grew up on, man, they wrote just about every hymn in the hymnal, the Gaithers. The Gaither Gospel Band is something to behold. Let me tell you, when they bring out that big old upright bass and they play some bluegrass, what? Shoot. The Gaithers are amazing. I love the Gaithers. But anywho, Because He Lives. Now, they wrote it from the Christian perspective, but I look at it from the principle perspective. You live by way of the principles. You now know why you live. You know how to live. And you know what to live. Why? Because you know who. Well, this is what is so brilliant about the principles. And the funny thing is, we sing about the principles all the time. We talk about the principles all the time in our everyday lives, but we don't know that's what we're doing. That's why so much time, effort, and energy is spent in telling you. Learn them, memorize them, so that they become hidden in your heart. It's not just, but Angela, that's just nature. No, not just nature. Nature has a way. What governs nature, that is what we live by. You live by them and you'll know God. You will know God in the truest sense, as opposed to being afraid to make mistakes because you'll be burning in damnation. No, there is no fear. Do this or else. Do you ever think there's an ultimatum, that you have to give an ultimatum for one who loves you and willingly obeys? You don't ever have to give them an ultimatum, because they will joyfully, quote unquote, serve you. Indeed. You just have to observe and you'll see what I'm talking about. So you see, testimonials are there for us to stroke the embers of the fire within us. That is the purpose of a testimonial. Ooh, I see what you, and a testimonial is not there for you to imitate the person telling you the testimony either. They are only giving you their account, kind of like the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They're giving you an account. They're telling you, hey, this is what I did, and this is what happened to me. But you see, we want to go out and imitate the person who's giving the testimony. No, you don't imitate them. You don't imitate what they did. You, quote unquote, imitate what drove them to do it. Passion, wanting to be deliberate, wanting to have a better life is what drove them to act in the first place. Well, let that be aroused within you so that you will go forth and do the same thing. You will do what was it? What you experience in imagination. That's what you'll be doing. Because when you listen to a testimonial, remember, listen without judgment. Always without judgment. Because judgment will put you in a funny spot. Got you feeling like, "Ugh, how come it didn't take as long for them?" Y- You have no idea how long I've known her, right? You don't know how long I've known her. You don't know. Every person is different with their expression, their desires. So it's there to just rile you up and inspire you to say, well, yes, I can do the same thing because she applied the principles. You're looking at the principles that she applied, not what her outcome was. Her outcome is based upon her life and what she needs in it. Your outcome is based on your life and what you want in it. So, a testimonial is there to inspire you to practice, not to compare and contrast between you and this person. Oh, well, it clearly didn't take them a long time. Oh, they didn't have the same life as me. They didn't have to struggle like me. Oh, then what's the point of hearing a testimonial? If, oh, but then you know what it showed you? Do you know what listening to that testimonial showed you? What you had inside and what your right little bit, it's showing you the way you respond to a testimonial is showing you what is within yourself, thereby showing you the delay. What you have inside, the way you respond to someone's testimony is clearly showing you what you have inside and what has been delaying you. I want you to ponder that for a moment. Think about it. You gonna get mad at them? You gonna get jealous at them? But that's inside of you. It's not what's coming out of them. Clearly not. Because they are telling you what they accomplished. So they're coming from a place of celebration. They're coming from a place of success. That's what's coming out of them. But yet, you want to get upset and compare yourself. That is what you have within. And because you have it within, it has tainted the wellspring of your life. And that's why it feels like your life is bitter. Because you've got it. You've got it within. But here's the great news. You don't have to walk with it anymore. And he walks with me. And he talks with me. And he tells me I am his own. And the joy that we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. That one is an oldie but goodie. I told you that one a long time ago. You've got to walk with that thing inside of you that reminds you of the existence of the principle of correspondence. It is not there to pistol whip you or cattle prod you. It is there to open your eyes. The moment you feel jealousy, the moment you feel anger, the moment you feel it, you say, whoa, wait a minute. What do I have inside? Let me check that at the door. My grandmother used to say that. She said, make sure when you go to church, when you leave the devil at the door, don't pick him up on the way out. That's what she would always tell you. Right? You check yourself, not the judge. You check it to see if you are where you said you wanted to be. Mind you, those feelings are natural. Because, of course, sometimes we're like, man, I wish it were me. Those are natural feelings to have. But when we allow, you see, a funny thing happens. Because remember the process, right? Step one, you know what you want to be, who you want to be. Step two, you begin to experience in imagination what you'd be doing in reality if you were the man or the woman you wanted to be. And step three, you feel it. See, you have just said who you want to be. And you heard a testimony, but then in your step two, you started to experience in imagination what you'd be doing in reality. You'd be mad. And you started to do that. And then what? The feeling overtook you. See, so you're doing what's natural. You're always going to do what's natural. But now it is time to do what is natural deliberately. Hello? It is time to do what is natural, but deliberately. Melly Mel. Girl. My voice isn't even warmed up to be singing. And you out here in these streets talking about birth too. I love you though. I love you, girl. But you see, naturally it's what we do. Naturally. So it's like, even when you say your step one, you know what you want to be. We naturally will look at what we presently are. It is step one, just in the other direction. We're always doing step one, two, and three naturally. But you've got to get to the point. This is why rehearsal is a great thing. Practice is a great thing to get us from the old way and living the life we want, right? It's just practice. So today, listen, man, her news is so sweet. Ooh, child. Mm, 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 mm. I'll say this one thing. I was there when she was telling me her family just never got along. It was never this cohesive thing. Do you know they've since reconciled? Because that is what she wanted to experience in her life, reconciliation. Now they talk every day, they see each other all the time. You see what I'm telling you? It is, the principles are not something you put on and take off. The principles are what one embodies. I'm going to say it again. It's not like bloomers. If you're from the Caribbean, you know what bloomers are. Your drawers. Bloomers have we used to wear bloomers under our uniforms to match our uniform blouses had particular colors. They were blue and white, pink and white, red and white. And our bloomers, they were puffed leg panties. And they had to match the blouse that you were wearing. Bloomers, shoot, man, that is so British. But anywho, they're not like drawers or a bra or a petticoat or a girdle that you put on when you need it. And trust me, some days you need a good solid support bra. You can't be outside without one. That's not what the principles are like. You put them on when you need it. Get it in a pinch. No, the principles are what one embodies. You live them every day, all day, deliberately. Remember the principle of rhythm. Remember, we're always in a stage. This is polarity. Remember, we're always moving. So it's not that you're 100% every day. but it is what you practice that you become. So if you practice 100, you're going to get 100, because that's all you're going to get, because it is the principle of rhythm. Rhythm compensates. How far you swing to the left is how far you come back to the right. But remember, you're not happy all day. You're not sad all day. You're not angry all day. We move through stages and moods and feelings. But the key is, because we are always moving, is to be deliberate in your movement. This is how you live the principles on a daily basis, not on an as needed basis, because that's the surest way to have a frustrating life. It is. It's not an as needed basis. It is an all day, every day, deliberately. So, testimonials are beautiful things, and they are meant to stoke the fire within. And when she was talking to me last night, I said, ooh, I said, girl, I live for this. Listen, it is the best feeling in the world. And the story I'll give you is the 10 lepers. Remember, they started off as 10, but only one came back. You see the one that comes back? That's the one. That's the best one. 'Cause they remember. They remember. I'm not saying that other people don't remember. They remember too. But you know that they're living a good life. So I don't have to fret. But that one who comes back to say, oh my God, you will never guess what happened. I'm like, oh, darling, tell me more. Tell me more, darling. And it's just like you're from Coming to America, how they're walking and they're throwing the rose petals. That's me. I'm the one with a little basket of rose petals. Talk about, oh, tell me more, girl. And tell me more. Watch your step. Tell me more. And just throw. That's exactly what brings me the greatest joy. Is when people say, OMG, I used to be dot, dot, dot. But now, look at my life, Angela. Look at my life. I can't believe this is my life. And they walk with a certain amount of reverence, you know? They walk with a certain amount of awe. And they realize that now when they sing, their melody is different. They've always been singing, but the melody is coming from a different place. It is coming from a place of knowing. Like when you paint or when you cook and you live by way of the principles, it's coming from a different place. And you see the difference. Everybody else around you see the difference too. So remember, if you encounter somebody who was jealous of you, understand why they are. Don't be mad at them because they are. Understand why they are. Why are they? As within, so without. Because they feel like they haven't accomplished anything good with their lives, no matter how hard they've tried. That'd make anybody upset. It really would. It'd make anybody jealous. Of course it would. But don't you take it to heart. Don't you take it on. Those are not your shoes. That's not your size, baby. You're going to get blisters. Don't you dare put it on. But what you do is, deep within you, because you know the principles and you know why you apply them, apply the principles on their behalf. Love your neighbor as yourself. That is how you do it. Because let me tell you, sometimes neighbors are hard to love. But because you know the principles and you live by the principles, you understand them. And your love comes from a different place altogether. So that you can say, oh, Father, forgive them, because they don't know what they do. But you know what? They want a good life. Well, I'll see that good life for them. Because I want to hear them tell me the good news. And I want to celebrate with them. I want to celebrate with them too. And you whisper sweet nothings from the very essence of your being into the world for them. And you may never know. They may never come back and say, girl, you'll never guess what. They may not do that. But rest assured, so long as you plant that seed within you that you are celebrating with them, you will. Because every vision has its appointed hour. That is what you do for others. It is no secret what God can do. What is done for others, He can do the same thing for you. Let me tell you, He can do the same thing because the principles don't discriminate. Discrimination, however, lies within the heart of man. That is why you see discrimination in the world, because it is within the heart of man. But the principles do not discriminate, they govern. Anywho, I was late in getting here, so I will end here and I will welcome everyone into the space because it is Friday. It's time to get a groove on. Hello. Melly Mel, you are so welcome. Brian, hello, darling. The better man is kicking it with us in the house. I wonder if Ray of Sunshine is going to stop by today. I got to respond to my comments. I got to respond to my comments, y'all. I've been slacking. Actually, I've been sleeping, not slacking. But anywho, that's who's with us on these YouTube streets. They're the ones who made themselves known in the chat. Twitter is as Twitter is, tumbleweed Twitter. But don't get it twisted. People are in those replays. People are in those replays. You know how it is. They catch us when they can. And who's with us on Fanbase this morning? And we have my ever sweet and delightful KZ. And we've got our darling Ursula. Hello, Matthias. Ray Ray is in the house. And Miss McQueen. Oracle Treehouse. Girl, I dreamt about you the other day. But you know what? Yeah, I did. And you were talking to me about Qigong in my dream, girl. What I tell you. You just have that effect, you know? You just do. You're so sweet. And then we have Michael. Hello, darling. And there's some who are usually here with us who are not here with us today. And that's all right. They'll catch the replay. But Lil Bit did his job this morning. And Mama slept through it. And he just got louder until, because I could hear him in the back of my mind. I could hear him singing, telling me to get up. And I said, you know how you reach for the alarm to hit snooze? I couldn't find him to hit snooze because he's on the ground. He wasn't in my bed with me. So your girl was like, just give me 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes, Lord. Just 2 more minutes. Not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. No, I don't wanna go yet. Melly Mel. I don't know if you heard it, but that's my jam. But there's another one called One Man Band. Now that, I just might use my channel, my other channel, to do some music. I'm looking at my guitar and I'm like, Lord, I know how to strum a chord. I know how to strum a chord thanks to the mighty Gabby. That's as much as I know how to do. Because I play by ear. I don't read music. And so I want to learn it. I do. I'm just looking at it like I'm gonna get to you. I'm gonna touch you. Don't worry, I'm gonna touch you. Um, but that's just what it is, you just get excited about things. Just go forth today. Because we're gonna grab the chime for a moment. Just go forth today and know. Just know. As within, so without. You live the principles every day. Yesterday I told you what you give your attention to will flourish, good, bad, or indifferent. Today, I'm telling you, the principles are not like your drawers. They're not like your bra. They're not like your girdle. They're not like your wig or your weave. You put them on when you need them. No. The principles you embody and you live every day, all day, deliberately. Somebody ask you, what you mean not like your drawers? They're not like your bloomers, not like your pantaloons, eh? Not like your pantalones. Mm? I still got a little bit of Spanish in me. Right? Not like your shoes. What's wrong with you? Yes, I got jokes. Don't you be coming for me a little bit. Anyway, let me get the chime because I'm getting warm, and I know these chickens must be warm, so that I'll get them some nice, cool, and refreshing watermelon. One moment, please. Hey, Pookie, what you doing? Oh, does mommy get a kiss? Does mommy get a little kiss? Yeah. You're such a sweet boy. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Much love to each and every one of you. And again, this morning, I do appreciate your patience. You're so generous with me. Thank you for that. I love you even more for that. Thank you so very much. I look forward to seeing you again if you want to join us on Monday morning, right here on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and Fanbase. I do love you. And I will see you 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Much love to each and every one of you. Peace out.